Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We did have a forfeit of the last match, but no worries anymore. We are back with some Prospect League, and I am joined by Chunk today. Chunk, how are we feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. Definitely excited to have a good game here tonight in the Prospect League.
Me too. I know that it's between the Minotaurs and Faded teams that are both 9-9. Minotaurs are the number 9 rated seed, and Faded is the number 10 rated seed. I think we can pull up the bracket real quick just to show you how this Prospect League will all shake out. And Chunk, who are we feeling in this matchup?
Uh we felt if it was early on in the season, we would definitely feel Minotaurs. They started out hot. Sheriff had things come up. He had to go non-playing. He got busy with stuff, but he is back. So if this team can field a roster, which I assume they're all playing, they do not have a sub right now on their roster. So if they are able to play, I feel like they should be able to beat Faded. But Faded's got some really good talent on their team.
Like you mentioned, the Minotaurs had an absolute hot streak at the beginning of their season. They started off 8-1 and ended the season 9-9. Large part of that being that the sheriff was not able to play due to some things that came up. But now he's back. The sheriff is back in town. So in this matchup, I think I'm going to lean in favor of the Minotaurs. I know Faded has been consistent all season, also ending out with a 9-9. But if the sheriff comes back and the Minotaurs can replicate what they did at the very beginning of the season, I think they could have a Cinderella run on their hands. It will really just depend. But they have to win each game, and they have to start with this one. Faded is not a slouch of a team. They were consistent. They're third in the Western Pacific, while the Minotaurs were second in the Eastern Atlantic. So I think all the players are happy with this server, testing out ping, making sure that it works. And we should be able to dive in relatively shortly. Do you have a pick? Like, what's the score line? What's the pick for your score line that you think it's going to end up as games? Like 3-1, 3-2, or are we feeling a sweep?
I'm feeling probably a 3-1. I don't feel like either of these teams really have that much of an edge. Minotaurs, they looked dominant right at the early of the season. They played week 1 against this team, and they did not get the sweep. They got the 3-1, so I'd probably say 3-1 Minotaurs here too, but I wouldn't count faded out with Gala, Nombro, or SGM Nobro, and Street Soul here playing tonight.
And we are diving right into game number 1. In the brown, we have Faded. In the white, we have the Minotaurs. Ball pops up, and not so speedy Petey is right up to it, contrary to his name. Gets a pinch out right in front of the net. Quick shot coming out from Kaz, but it's saved away by Street Soul. Nobro putting this one back into the corner. Street Soul able to get a 50. Oh, and a couple players are jumping up for it. Quick shot coming out from Gala, but it was saved away by the sheriff. I think he's going to have to step up huge if the Minotaurs want to be successful in this series and in the rest of the postseason. But they're doing well dealing with this faded pressure so far. Nobro trying to keep it up. Petey looking for the sheriff. Sheriff looking for Kaz. Kaz popping this one on target. It's a quick shot and a goal. A great start coming out from the Minotaurs. They make it 1-0.
Yeah, great passing play from all three of them, connecting, finding each other in open space, and they're kind of looking like they did at the start of the season back in their former form, and that is dangerous if you are faded. You've got to find a game plan to kind of slow them down here, as they have been all over the shots department, leading 3-0 in that.
Kaz taking this one off the ceiling, but it was saved away by Gala. Gala staying on it in the corner, tries to get back to it, but Nobro takes over. Over to Kaz, who is waiting with a full tank of boost. Street Soul looking for pass up to Gala. Gala gets by one, but Petey comes out with a save, and Kaz gets a great save on the follow-up. The sheriff riding back into town on his horse, pops one into the back of the net. We thought the Minotaurs season was over, but he's back and trying to win it all.
This is the first elimination game in Prospect League, and Minotaurs fighting like their lives on the line. Great independent play by the Sheriff, and he's running this town right now.
Kaz gets the ball in the midfield, but popping it back to the Sheriff. Sheriff trying to find him again, but Gala does well to pop it out and away into the Minotaurs half. Petey pops this one over Gala, but he makes the read well. Maybe trying to go for a follow-up. No one from Minotaurs goes, but Kaz saves them from the shot coming through. Nobro pops this into the corner, gets his boost taken away, and takes it with no boost. A no boost warrior over to Gala. Gala gets it by one into the corner, but Kaz again saves it away from a shot. Nobro puts one on target, but it's too weak, and the Sheriff scoops that one easily. Gala with another quick shot. Pressure getting them as the double commit comes out, but the Sheriff gets there with the save. Pressure coming out from Faded right now. They're trying to get back into this game number one, but let's see if the Minotaurs defense will stand strong, Chunk.
Yeah, they saw a kind of flurry of opportunity open for them there. We saw a double commit coming out from Faded, but or by Minotaurs rather, and they were able to still solidly defend it with Sheriff going for that a little like pre-flip, which was impressive. If Minotaurs want to keep that pressure up though and win this game, they cannot afford those mistakes on defense.
Sheriff popping this one down for Petey. Petey trying to put it in the bottom left, but Gala saves it away. Petey gets a demo on his way out, and the Sheriff and Gala 54. Kaz takes over on this one, but Nobro hits it up and away. Street Soul able to get the beat on Petey, and we're back into the Minotaurs half. A whip comes out, and Nobro capitalizes on it, getting his team back into game number one.
Yeah, the capitalization of mistakes here are really what's going to set apart this game. We've seen two opportunities from in this game total, one from each team, and both have really been capitalized off the bad position. And I'm curious to see how we'll kind of tighten up our game plan if we're either one of these teams, if we're gonna have two back just in case of a whiff, or if we're confident in our teammates and able to have a lot of teamwork as Faded will find an open net here, Colsa.
Street Soul able to put this one into the top left, getting it around the striking defense of Kaz. Perfect placement, slow shot, but placement makes perfect. And just like that, we are tied up in game number one. 1 minute 40 remaining. Let's see which of these teams takes the early advantage in this series. Gala trying to do it himself, gets it 50 to under Kaz. The Sheriff jumps up quick to it, but whiffs on it. Petey pops this one into the corner. It gets redirected by one of the Faded defenders. The Sheriff trying to go coast to coast, and does! The Sheriff doubling up on his goals and giving his team the lead. A minute 25 remaining.
Yeah, the weird pop off that corner, weird redirect setup Sheriff for a little handoff into the back of Faded's net as he slots it right off the corner of the post. It was perfectly in the net. Hard to save shot. And Minotaurs up after letting two straight.
Street Soul and Faded are not going away. This one gets cut out by the Sheriff. He's trying to make it three. Awkward ball, low boost, but Gala comes in to save this one out and away. Kaz keeping the pressure on in the corner. Gala popping out for a teammate. Nobro able to get to it and gets by the defender. Street Soul trying to make something happen. Nobro takes it over, cuts by one, cuts by two, and just like that, we're tied up again.
Yeah, great solo plays we've seen from both these teams as Nobro able to cut it past two with just incredible speed and able to tie up this series with great individual plays.
This ball gets 50'd out into the Sheriff where he's waiting. He's able to get it by one, but Street Soul goes up for it. Whips on this one. Petey trying to get the pressure on. Great bump coming out from the Sheriff. Petey popping it down. No one there for the pass. That could have been the chance for the Minotaurs, but it's not over yet. Kaz gets a 50 on two players. The Sheriff a little bit awkward, but gets a flick high. He's going up for it, popping it out for a teammate. Petey up early, but gets 50 to out and away by Street Soul. This is the chance for the counterattack for Faded, but Kaz does well to 50 this one out to a teammate. Petey trying to chase on this one. Nobro popping this one out and away, and Kaz is going to scoop it up. Gets a great bench off the wall, pre-flips to the ball and gets a 50 on it. Now the Sheriff trying to take over, gets it to the midfield line where it's rejected by Nobro. Petey trying to get by, but Nobro again there. Strong, clear onto the back. We're going for a double, but Kaz has that one red. 1 second left. Can they keep it up? But it's not strong enough as the ball goes down, and we hit overtime, Chunk.
Yeah, we've seen a flurry of punches going back and forth from both of these teams. We've kind of seen impressive play from both of them. Very equal game, but we've seen. I'd look to see one of these names that hasn't really contributed to score here in this overtime. As one of those names I was about to mention was Gala, as he'll put it away, finding his first goal, and Gala doing Gala things to send Faded up 1-0 in the series.
Great shot coming out from Gala, and Faded take that game 1 win, like you said. I think this is going to be tough for the Minotaurs. They started out hot in this game. Shots about even one more in favor of the Minotaurs, but Faded able to get them where they matter. And equal saves coming out from each of these players. At the end of the day, the score at the top of your screen is the only one that matters. Faded, staying consistent as ever, trying to prove that they are the ones that should move on, is the number 10 seed. Minotaurs riding off their early season graces, trying to claw their way back into this one. And they're led by the Sheriff, the player that they were missing all season long. He gets 2, and I think we're going to need to see petey step up in particular. Help him get involved on the offense. He didn't have an assist or a goal, so I'm looking for him to get more involved.
Yeah, another player I was also looking at on that Minotaurs team is Kaz. Kaz is a very good player. He is a top 10, I believe, in player rating along with the Sheriff. So they are very, very good players that know how to win games, know how to get stuff on the stat sheet, know how to score, know how to assist, know how to save, all the tangibles. I think that the Minotaurs need him to also step up in order to really find their groove in the series.
And they are going to have to step up. They're going to have to win 3 in order to win this series, whereas Faded only have 2 more remaining. Gala whiffs on this one, and Kaz looks to try to capitalize early, going for a double, but it's read away by Nobro. Great cut coming out from Gala, and Nobro is back up for this ball early again, faking out for a teammate. Quick shot from Street Soul, followed up by Gala, and he puts that one into the top right corner.
Yeah, great team play here. Nobro starts it off, gets it to Street Soul, and then gets it to Gala, who I almost thought he shot it too high, but he gets a perfectly power crossbar down into the net, and they've got themselves on a roll right now, as Nobro will get an insane save to keep us equal here.
Trying to redo what the other team did, but Kaz shuts me up before I can say anything. He makes a great read off the sidewall and ties this game up 35 seconds into match number 2.
Yeah, great speed by Kaz there, getting it around Gala front post. Not a lot of boost, not expecting the speed he had, the power he got on that shot. And we're all tied up.
Nobro takes this one into the corner. Kaz again trying to go for a pop down by petey, but it is not able to be put in the net by the Sheriff. No matter, he goes for it again. Quick shot off the sidewall. No one's ready for it except for Nobro. He saves that one off the post, and the pressure is still on. Gala to Street Soul trying to get a quick pass to get him out of the zone. Kaz trying to put one back in for his teammate. The Sheriff's up for it, but gets beat out by the faded defender. petey taking this one over to the wall. Full tank of boost, gets it by 1. Can he get the 50 on the second? He can. Looking for a teammate mid. The net is open. Kaz with a quick shot, and that doubles up their goals and gives them a 1-goal lead in game number 2.
Yeah, great individual play from Speedy petey right there. I would say he's speedy on that one. Getting it around one and then getting the 50 right to Kaz, who's ready to strike quickly on that open net and put them up here. With a lot of momentum going, they got 2 straight right now as we get an insane own goal, insane redirect here. Kaz will get credited for it. He'll get the reset, and then an unfortunate touch from Street Soul just kind of left their team stunned.
Street Soul gives Kaz his hat trick in game number 2. You could say that each team has scored 2 goals, but it still leads 3-1 at the top of the scoreline, and that's what matters. Kaz gets a great 50. The Sheriff looking for Petey mid. Petey pops it over one. Sheriff looking for a bump. Kaz was not there, didn't trust his teammate would get it, or else that could have been the fourth. Kaz wasting a little bit of boost in the corner. Nobro takes advantage, popping out mid. Gala tries to take this over the wall, but he did not have enough boost to make anything happen. He will stay on it, though. Gets it around the Sheriff, where his teammate will take over. Petey's there and waiting, popping this one off the backboard. A little awkward, but Gala does well to get the block on Kaz. Nobro getting it around the midfield line, trying to pop this around Petey, and does. Gets it mid. Kaz with a great pop out and away. This one could be open, but it is sent into the faded corner instead. Kaz popping this one out for the Sheriff, but Street Soul does well to get a 50 on it. He gets beat by Petey. Petey getting it around 2, but not enough boost to follow up on it. This swarming offense from the Minotaurs looks deadly in this game at number 2. Chunk, what do you think that Faded needs to do to finally break out of defense and get their own goal?
They need to find these great saves, which they have. They've got one guy saving the ball in Nobro as he's got all the saves on their half, but we need to find a big clear to really set up a play on our own, as they've had one opportunity set up by a passing play this game, and ever since then they haven't really connected with each other and have been shut down by Minotaurs, who are just playing incredibly fast, getting incredible solo plays this game.
I think you said it perfectly. I think the Minotaurs have done well finding each other in particular. We saw in game number 1, they had a beautiful passing play, and they are playing well with one another. We have an assist coming out from Petey, and then we have 3 goals coming out from Kaz, and another assist coming from the Sheriff. This Minotaur squad is doing well finding one another, and that has led to the pressure and the success that they've had. I love the aggression coming out from Faded, but that might come to bite them. Sheriff saves his own shot away, and Petey looks to capitalize on it again. Gala and Nobro getting tangled up, bumping each other off of the ball. That could be dangerous. That's a telltale sign this team is antsy and trying to get to the ball, but they are not communicating well enough. Gala trying to take control of this one in the corner. Kaz has him beat. Ball floating up in the air. Kaz passing back for a teammate. Not so speedy. Petey gets the beat. It's on target, but Street Soul able to save this one away and keep it within 2. Sheriff tries to keep it close, but Gala has that one red. Kaz popping this one back into the corner. Street Soul half flips to get to it. Gets another 50 on the Petey, but Kaz is up early. He whips on this one. This could be the chance for Faded. High ball, but the Sheriff is up early to read this one into his own corner. Pop back mid. Petey gets dunked out by Gala, and just like that, Faded is within 1.
And the Sheriff, awkward touch. Great slot across there by Nobro as he gets it right over. Speedy Petey tries to get that shot, but just gets countered by Gala, who's ready there to at least try to get an opportunity, and he will find a goal to make it a 1-goal game.
Pressure mounts, and you can see the Minotaurs are eager to get to it as we saw a double commit from 2 of their players. Gala trying to get this one back. Nobro's waiting, and he gets a shot into the top left. And just like what happened in game number 1, Faded is surging late, and they've tied it up.
Yeah, missed touch there leads to a Nobro who's streaking down the middle, able to find that ball and put it into the net to tie up the games. And Minotaurs' offense, as they've been so aggressive that they've kind of been punished on defense. And I'm curious to see if they'll still go with that approach if they have a lead later on in the series, or if they'll kind of play more passively. But I think this is their identity, as Gala will find another one to put them ahead, which is I'm completely shocked here. They were up 3-1, but in a matter of seconds it is turned to 4-3 in front of their eyes.
Exactly like game number 1. I have to applaud Rockerman for the script for this series. We saw Kaz get his hat trick, and Gala has responded in turn with his own. Petey trying to make it a 0-second heroics. Sheriff putting this on, but it is saved away. And it feels like games 1 and 2 have been stolen from the Minotaurs by Faded. Chunk, this is beautiful Rocket League as we see some wiggles coming out from Faded. What do you think the Minotaurs need to do to stay in this series?
I'd say they gotta keep their head up. I feel like after they kind of let that goal in, they still played their game. They played aggressive, but when it was 3-3, they're kind of bound to make mistakes after letting those two goals go in. And I think it was a very impressive little surge there from Faded. And I think that they need to find a way to slow down the game. It seemed like they were playing fast at times. The first guy made a couple missed touches that kind of threw off their teammates. They gotta either calm, or they've gotta find a way to not play too fast to cut each other off and get in each other's way. But if this were in the playoffs, we would probably be seeing a timeout. But this is still the play-in, so Minotaurs have got to find a way to adjust mid-game here.
Minotaurs look strong just like they did in the regular season. They look strong in the first half and then collapse in the second half. They're going to need to pull themselves together in order to keep this series and their playoff hopes alive. But not while Faded is coming, while the iron is hot. Nobro strikes early, taking one out of the Minotaurs book. And just like that, Faded is up 1-0.
You can't give this guy a little penalty kick here. Is he'll have all the power and placement in the world, as he has done that multiple times this series, and no one's really contesting him. If you are a Minotaurs, you've got to find a way to slow him down, find a way to contest him. But so far, they have not in the last two games, and he has really been picking up the pace and punishing them for it.
I love the patience that I'm seeing from Faded. They are letting the Minotaurs just pass the ball. We just saw 1, 2, 3 passing play. It was beautiful, but not a single Faded defender bit on it. And because of that, it was ineffective. Kaz gets a beat on one. Nobro trying to get another quick shot. Gets it around Petey, but it goes off the post. The Sheriff does well to follow up on it and keep this a 1-goal game. Gala cuts out the defender, but now Kaz trying to make something happen, trying to get it over Nobro, but he is dunked for it. Great demo coming out from Street Soul, buying a little bit of space and time, but Gala shoots it right into the Sheriff. I love the 50 from Street Soul, but the Sheriff is aggressive. He is angry. He's not happy with how his two games went. This one pops off the back wall. Gala trying to get this one over and around Kaz and does, but he does not pick up the boost. That could be devastating for the attack from Faded. Petey able to stay on that play and pop this one over the midfield defender. Gala last back gets this one popped in the corner. Sheriff low boost trying to make something happen, looking for a teammate, but Nobro able to pop this one out and away. Kaz to the safety of the corner. Petey able to get by one. Kaz up early, pops this one up, looking for a double off the ceiling, gets it, but Street Soul able to save that one away. Chunk, it's like we flipped the script. Faded are really aggressive. The Minotaurs are trying to claw their way back into a game. Do you think they have it in them?
We kind of saw a reverse, like you said, but I don't think that we've seen a whole lot of either attacks. It seems like a flip, except for the other end of the flip doesn't have a whole lot going for them right now. They need to find a way to break out. They need to not get over aggressive while they're finding that way as well. But we've kind of seen the play switch. We kind of see Sheriff go for demos earlier, and that is really his identity as a player, as he is second in demos per game in Prospect League during that regular season. So I'm curious to see if he's trying to play his own game and make it more comfortable, as Gala will put another goal and make it more out of reach. Minotaurs need to find an answer and find it fast.
Gala does well keeping this ball close. The aggression we see on offense from the Minotaurs is not there on the defense. Two defenders from the Minotaurs in net. Gala says thank you very much, takes his time, gets a shot, and Kaz does the same, getting this game within one again. Do you think we're going to see another comeback, Joe?
Gotta find a ways to strike quick. We saw a lot of quick strikes last game, and Kaz, great individual player, makes a great individual play off a great kickoff from Sheriff, just fed right into him to give them an opportunity, but they are gonna need to find at least some more offensive chances and good ones at that as they're still down in this game.
Breitzel looking for Gala. Gala trying to get a shot, but misses on that one. That could have been scary. Kaz, no boost, got Nobro to jump, but Nobro stays on that ball well, keeping it in the Minotaur corner. Nobro gets another 50 at low boost. Gala going up for it, but it is tipped away. Street Soul looking for a double off the ceiling. Waterfall down. He goes for it, but it gets saved away. Gala loving the patience he's taking in the corner, still able to get by one, even though he took so much time. Great 50 coming out. The Sheriff is there, popping this one mid. Street Soul far back enough to get it. Nobro low boost on defense. Will have to make a great touch, and it does. Speedy with a quick shot, but it goes off the fourth man of Faded, and this game remains in favor of Faded. Pre-flip coming out from Kaz, but it's saved away. Double whiff coming out on the Faded counterattack. This could be their chance, but petey can't get it over the defender. Kaz redirects it back into his own end. Nobro tries to get a quick shot. It's saved away and behind by the Sheriff. petey now taking his time on the wall, popping it over to Kaz. Kaz with a quick touch back to petey. Great demo comes out and through the smoke screen. Nobro gets a great save. Kaz trying to be annoying, and does, but Nobro wants none of his antics. Two players go from Faded, but the Sheriff stands tall. petey pops this one around one into the corner. No boost from him. He's looking for a teammate to dish this one off to, but no one is there for the follow. Nobro with a quick shot. Kaz awkward off the post, and with 30 seconds remaining, Faded have doubled up on their lead.
Yeah, this is desperate now after a great little pop. Puts it right on their Kaz. Gotta be heartbreaking for Kaz. Kind of left there alone to kind of dry out as he needed a boost, but they need to find an opportunity here if you're Minotaurs. We kind of seen the aggression from Faded not die down, which I was kind of surprised at. We saw the aggression kind of be the downfall of the Minotaurs in the game before, but the aggression has rewarded this Faded team as they look primed to continue their postseason run.
I love the plays that I'm seeing from the Minotaurs in these waning seconds, but they haven't connected on any of them. And because of that, Faded get quick counterattacks. And this game is all but over as the ball hits the ground. Faded with a 3-0 sweep, ending the Minotaurs season. A couple of wiggles for the road. Nobro with 8 shots himself. Love the aggression I saw from Faded on the counterattack. And like you said earlier, it was devastating to see. It was the aggression that we saw the Minotaurs do was great when it worked, but it was clearly not sustainable as we saw them falter and fall to Faded. Chunk, what do you think the difference was in those games that led Faded to be so dominant in the series, but specifically in Game 3 where they didn't have to get a comeback win?
I think the dominance really, we kind of saw the dominance of Minotaurs like early on in the season. I would say the thing that changed the most is teams during the season. We see this Faded team come in with these same players for a while. We see them get a play with each other, and we kind of saw the teamwork there at the end. Gala and Nobro being able to find each other and find each other a lot off the mistakes that Minotaurs made, and I think they took what they were given very well, and they played great around each other and minimized their mistakes, which was very impressive from them, as they'll move on to play this Wyverns team. And I think if they play like they did tonight, that they have a really good chance. But they are playing a tough Wyverns team who is in their own division. They've played them twice before. I'm curious to see how they'll play them here in the postseason.
I think the Minotaurs looked great, but their offense was not sustainable. And once they fell out of that rhythm, I think after that game number 2, it was heartbreaking. You lose game number 1 late like that, that's tough. You lose game number 2 like that, back to back, that is bad for the mental. And we saw it. We saw players not committing for it, and then we saw double commits on the other side of the coin. It was tough if you are a fan of the Minotaurs, especially with such great players like they have. Hopefully, there's always next season for them. It may not be the same roster, but I have high hopes for all those players. But now, without further ado, congratulations to Faded for moving on in the play-ins. They have another matchup coming up soon, but they looked great in this one, and that's what I'd like to focus in on. Two late game surges in games 1 and 2 to come back. That is not easy to do, especially against players of your own skill. And it was beautiful to watch. It was unbelievable to watch. The consistency that they've had all season is showing in playoffs. And oftentimes in high pressure situations, it's the team that makes the mistakes first. And Faded looked really good. And I'm really happy for them. I'm glad they made it through. I think that'll do it for us for this Prospect League series, but we have another series in the Challenger League coming up after this. We're going to send it to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We have some awesome Rocket League action coming your way.